Greetings, welcome to Morning Eggnog. My name is James Font, and with me I have Caleb Font.
Good morning, everybody.
Today we're going to talk about wombats. That's this episode's, it's wombats.
Wombats. So, the first time I heard about wombats is I was on Facebook, and I had a friend that went to Australia. And I was like, oh, and she had this picture, and she was holding a wombat, which looked like I would just have to say it looks like an oversized guinea pig. You know, a guinea pig that...
They're kind of cute. I think they're kind of cute.
Yeah, they're kind of cute unless they smile with their beaver teeth. And then
True.
you're like, wow, that's kind of disturbing. But anyway, so I saw this picture and I'm like, oh, that animal looks awesome. I want to learn about it. So I started typing it in. I typed in wombat. And you know how Google produces a list for you of different things that people searched. The top one was wombat poop. And I'm going...
Wombat poop is very weird.
It is weird. And I'm like, how interesting that wombat poop would be on the very first... Okay, I got to research this. And so one of the really cool facts about wombats is, James?
Their poop is cube-shaped.
It's cube-shaped.
Which is... how does that work? Is their butt cube shape?
No, their butt's not cube-shaped. There's a couple of different theories on how they make square poop. One is that there's a bone in the back near the buttocks, and it helps, like they form it as it's going out.
They produce 80 to 100 of them a night.
A night. It's ridiculous.
That's a lot of poop.
And the thing is the reason that they anyways, they make poo is they use it for two reasons. One is to mark their territory, which is, any guy should know that.
Yeah, that's what I do. When I marked my territory clear when we were driving down to Florida. I pooped in every state.
That's right. This one's mine, and this one's mine.
This crappy gas station in the back of a McDonald's is mine.
This is mine. And to attract a female, which does not work with this species.
No, it does not work with our species at all.
No, it doesn't work.
Normally detracts.
And they also, where most animals like trying to hide their poop. No, not the wombat. The wombat poops on rocks and different places up high so they can see it. So other wombats can see it. So,
and according to this, the turd's unique shape is what keeps it from rolling off onto the ground.
Yeah. No rolling poop for you.
So what was the other thing you found out about wombats?
Oh my gosh, there's so many cool and interesting facts about wombat. But personally, their poop is probably the coolest. But their back end, we're just going to stay in the butt area for right now, because there's three really cool things about the back end of the wombat. The second coolest thing about the wombat is that it's its defense. The butt of a wombat is its main defense against predators.
Kind of like a skunk, or not at all?
No, not like a skunk at all. The wombat's butt is made of almost complete cartilage. And so if it's under attack, if it's out of the burrow and under attack, it will run headfirst into the burrow and use its butt to block the burrow because it's made out of cartilage. Because if the animal attacks the butt, it doesn't really hurt it.
Interesting.
It's just like, interesting. Well, don't attack the wombat butt. Also, another amazing fact about wombats is they're a marsupial, and the pouch of the wombat actually faces backwards. And the reason for that is because they are a digging critter, and so they want to protect what they call the joey. So just like a kangaroo, they want to protect the baby, so when they're digging and stuff, the dirt doesn't fall down into the pouch.
That is very considerate.
It is very considerate. Yeah, it's kind of like, when your parents throw you in the back seat, then roll down the windows and I'm hot.
Yep. They instead of I don't know where I don't know.
I had nowhere to go with that. I don't know why I went down that pathway.
That's why your parents put you in a stroller ahead of them. They use you as a ram.
Yeah, to clear the path down the zoo path.
Maybe. I guess humans are more. We care less about our babies, or we have to see our babies.
Well, we don't have a nice little pouch that we can just tuck them away.
That'd be weird.
It would be super weird. Could you imagine?
It's kind of like when cartoon characters don't wear pants, but they have pockets.
Yes. That is disturbing.
Like the Pink Panther, he has pockets, but he doesn't wear clothes.
Yeah, that is pretty disturbing.
It's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's strange. Um, Joey babies don't come out for 6 months.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's like 21
Because
days.
they birth the baby and then it stays in the pouch for 6 months. Is
Yeah.
what you mean?
So at birth, it comes out and then crawls into the pouch.
Yeah, I think kangaroo babies do the same thing, and then it hooks onto a little weird. Well, at least kangaroos, the baby hooks onto a little thing sticking out inside the pouch.
A thing, huh?
Yep, a thing. We're just gonna go with that.
We have no idea what that thing is. We're just gonna use that as a example.
Gross.
A gross thing.
Wombats were once rhino-sized.
That would be amazing.
The largest marsupial to roam the earth was a relative to the modern wombat.
The poop was the size of a bale of hay.
The people back then decided to start baling it and made their mud huts out of it.
Where do you think bales of straw came from? Our predecessors remembered the wombat poop.
Exactly. Did you know what's a group of wombats called,
A
Caleb?
wisdom.
A wisdom.
A wisdom.
Sounds like the opposite of our Congress.
Exactly. They're all a bunch of wombats in there.
That's what they think.
So did you know there's actually wombat attacks on humans?
I did not know that, Caleb.
Well, I shouldn't say attacks.
It sounded like I did know, but I actually didn't.
It's more like stampeding.
Okay.
Because a wombat can actually run 25 miles an hour for like a minute.
For 90 seconds.
For 90 seconds. 25 miles an hour. I can't run 25. I can hardly ride a bike 25 miles an hour.
I think we've tried before. Maybe going down a hill.
Maybe down a hill. But anyways, and so there's known facts of them bowling people over as they run by.
They aren't that big, though.
They can get like 40 inches up to 70 pounds.
So like a small dog.
Well, think of like a,
Skippy.
and they're super muscular and heavy.
And their butt's made out of cartilage.
Exactly. So there's no stopping that butt.
No. Instead of filling your butt with fat like celebrities do, they should fill it with cartilage. Oh, that'd be so gross.
It's so
You'd
disturbing.
have a numb butt. Sit down, you can't feel anything.
Somebody like whacks you or smacks you, and you're just like, what? Nothing.
Did I break your hand?
Like Batman didn't miss leg day.
Didn't miss leg day.
Speaking of Batman, we should from now on just use Batman voice to say wombats from now on.
A wombat was the official. That was a terrible Batman voice.
Yeah, try it again.
A wombat. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, come on, James. You can wombat. That's more like announcer man.
Where's Rachel?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, remember gargle rocks.
A wombat is the official Olympic mascot.
What unofficial?
Was an
unofficial.
Sorry, I read that wrong.
Oh, the name of the wombat is stinking hilarious.
What do you mean?
We're actually reading off of
The Wombatus Lama Kratus?
No, see there, it's right there. It was Fatso, the fat arsed wombat. Was the name of
The fart harsh wombat.
Yeah, it's Australia.
Fatso.
Fatso. So
A stuffed animal parody mascot created by Sydney cartoonist for the comedic sports. I didn't even know that's comedic sports.
That's what it says.
Okay.
For Olympic comedic sports. And now I'm curious, what would a comedic Olympic sport be? In your opinion?
Falling down the stairs the fastest.
See, I was going to say curling.
See, it's slapstick.
Well, that's
Oh, you mean a real thing that would be considered? Okay.
Yeah.
Curling, I guess, is one, yeah. Because you just got your little broom and you're sweeping.
It's kind of like you think about it like when your boss is coming.
Mhm.
Like that rock is the boss. And when it starts rolling, you're like, he's not here yet. He's not here yet. Oh, crap, he's here. Let's clean.
Just, I guess, if you can lean, you can clean, is what my dad always said.
If you can lean, you can clean.
Yeah. Like if you have time to lean against something and have your hands in your pockets,
That's true.
you can clean.
That's what I was always taught was, if maybe you're not actually busy, but if you look busy, you will never be fired.
Oh, that is the always look busy.
Always look busy.
Never stand there with your hands in your pockets.
Yep.
Ever. Anywhere, any job, ever, until you're home.
I have actually had nothing to do at work. Like the floors are clean. We've
No.
dusted everything. And so I start pacing. I'll walk back and forth. like to one area and like look like I'm doing something, and then walk back to another area and look like I'm doing something sometimes. Not for a long period of time, but like
Just 2 hours.
well, no, not quite that long.
Oh, I thought you meant like for 3 hours or 4 hours.
No, but that is something that I actually have done is walk back and forth to look busy because there's nothing else to do. I mean, there are things to do, but anyways. So that's a technique that I've picked up,
Just like the wombat. Look busy.
Yeah, look busy.
Did you know they appear in ancient artwork?
Yes, I did know that.
Depiction of the wombats are rarely seen in ancient rock art, but I don't want to try to read that word. Anyways, aboriginal?
Aboriginal?
Whatever. Anyways, ancient rock art, but one of the exceptions can be found in Australia's something national park. The wombat drawing on the wall of rock shelter is an... I'm done reading.
The wombat drawing on the wall of a rock shelter in the area is believed to date back 4,000 years.
Wow. That's totally true.
Yeah.
100%.
And wombats are great diggers too, by the way.
That's the other thing.
Yeah. They dig like these massive tunnels. Like, I'm really glad they don't live in my backyard. Cause
then you'd have to get a giant mole trap.
Oh my goodness, the thing would have to be huge.
Absolutely.
It would be like a guillotine.
And
giant guillotine sitting in the backyard to kill the wombats.
No, you can't let your girls outside. Just no.
Stay away from the wombat trap. You'll lose a leg.
Do they have that in Australia? Like, stay away from the wombat trap?
I know, but I wish they'd. The wombats are actually endangered, and so they protect them.
It's illegal to kill. It's unlike deer here. They're not pests.
Yeah, they're not.
Or moles.
That would be sweet if deer were pests. It would be so much cheaper to hunt deer.
I guess they aren't raccoons are more considered pests.
Yes, they're a pest.
Raccoons and coyotes.
Possums, which is also a marsupial.
There's the gosh dang train.
Opossum.
I've known people who are actually scared of possums.
Really?
So I am finishing up. I'm on my last 2 days of No Shave November, and it looks awful.
Nice.
Doesn't it?
It doesn't. Well, like your chin doesn't look totally rapist. But the mustache, and the little side thingies that's going on is just. Or did you shave those?
I shaved my my cheeks because that it wasn't even. It's not even patchy. It just doesn't exist. There's just a smattering of hairs on my cheeks.
Yeah, like
and
just
so I
a
shaved.
couple
So
of
I have a
dark
quote
hairs.
unquote goatee.
Yeah,
it's pretty awful.
Yeah, I would say a teen T, a TT,
a TT,
a TT.
That's what I have. I have a TT, a goatee,
a goatee. But anyways, so have you made that video with Cody yet?
No, we have not. I've been too busy, and he has not contacted me much about it. But
he's been really focused on making a computer. We just
awesome.
We went Black Friday shopping, and we got all the components to build a. I don't want to say supercomputer, but I'm going to say supercomputer.
How much did you spend on
it? None of your business.
Oh, come on.
$2,500.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Because I know somebody who spent
$300?
Yeah, 300. No, 3,500.
What did he get? A PC?
Yeah. You guys got a PC too.
I know. I like my PC. It's a nice little running machine.
I'm looking to build a computer for about $1,300, and it's going to be a sleeper computer, which means it's going to have a Windows 98 body case.
Oh,
it's
nice.
It's going to be one of those old yellow cases. And then Silas is going to spec it out for me. So I think I have the best motherboard. It's an Intel Z something.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a great motherboard. Instead of getting a 1080 graphics card, I'm going to get a 1070 Ti graphics card. Because since I'm not doing 4K, which is, I'm assuming you guys are doing 4K.
That's why we're getting the new computer, because we were doing drone footage the other day, and his computer just could not handle it.
Interesting.
And we weren't even shooting full 4K. We're doing 2.7.
Oh, wow.
And we still had to take the rendering down to like a quarter to be able to even play the video.
Oh, wow.
It was awful.
But yeah, there's people doing 8K video. And that's always insane to me.
Yeah, at that point in time, you're wondering, what's the point?
They're
Your eye
fu-
can't
They're future proofing it.
future-proof. Yeah, but your eye can only handle so much. And so you really can't tell the difference between 8K and 4K.
But you can definitely tell the difference between 4K and 1080.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, you're losing so much more grain, but at that point in time, I think it'd be interesting to know when your eye can no longer tell the difference.
There's tons of YouTube videos about that.
Yeah, of course there are.
Because there's people who are saying, these videos are not, you don't need to watch 4K because your eye can't even tell. It's like, what?
No, your eye can definitely tell the 4K, but I'm
I
not
don't know.
sure about the difference between 4K and 8K, if that makes sense.
It's more realistic. There's more pixels.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm making stuff up.
Oh, okay. Well, we're good at that.
8K is great, but you also have to spend, I don't know what the minimum camera is.
What is that folding on your screen?
It's an ad for the website.
Oh, got it. Don't you hate those?
Yeah, I hate ads. But I'm not willing to spend any kind of money to get YouTube Premium.
Oh, is that what it is?
No, I don't know what this is. It's just an ad for the.
Can't you
It's a mental. I don't know if I can put ad blocker or not.
I think you can. I think you can put ad blocker on your phone and it boop, boop, gets rid of it.
I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't do it for YouTube though. I don't think.
It did for me.
Okay.
Well, at least on my main computer it works.
It does on the computer, but I don't think it works on the phone.
Oh, got it. Okay. So the other day I was browsing on Facebook, like
As you do.
as mature adults do.
You know, like
And,
grandmas and
Grandmas,
grandpas looking at their grandkids.
That is true. A lot of old people on Facebook now, but that's okay. It just makes it more, I don't know, like old townish.
I still use Facebook every day to sell stuff. So
Yeah, and I occasionally browse through.
hey, speaking of which, do you want a home gym for $900?
A home gym,
Yeah.
not necessarily $900. I could do a lot with $900.
No, you need this home gym. It's worth $900. Someone wants me to sell this home gym for him because, long story short, the husband died, and I was working in their house, and they said, "Do you think you could sell this?" And I said, "I can try," but they don't want to take anything less than what it's quote unquote worth.
Oh gosh,
And I had an offer like months ago for $500.
yeah.
And they said that was too low.
People, if you're selling something, be okay with losing a little money off of it to move it.
Because you gotta move it. If you don't move it, it's gonna stay in your house.
Exactly. So,
Anyways, you're on Facebook.
yeah. So I was on Facebook. Where was I going with that conversation? Oh, that's what it was. Thank you.
Wombats.
So my friend posted a
It's
picture.
also just a fun word to say, wombats.
I know wombats are the word. It's just-
Wombat.
the wombats. Anyway, you say it, it's just fun. But anyway, so a guy posted something about how old people shouldn't make fun of millennials because he showed like back in the 80s their hair and their looks and stuff. And I was like, well, that's very true. But then I saw this picture and it just jumped out at me. And I'm like, I know this person. Why is this
Oh, no.
person in 1980s?
Oh no.
And so I pulled it up and I sent James the picture and I'm like, James, is this true? I think this person is a time traveler. I really do.
And I was like, wow, that does look like Devin.
Devin Whitlock, ladies and gentlemen, is a time traveler.
I'll add a picture down below. But good heavens, he's a time traveler
He wears a mullet fantastically.
and a great looking mustache.
Oh gosh, and he's looking into the distance, like Napoleon Dynamite, the girl who took pictures.
I don't remember her name.
Oh gosh,
Is it Lucille?
no. It was some
Laura.
portraits with. Oh gosh. Okay, people, help us out. We need your help on Facebook. Please let us know. Portraits with. Come on, my friends from Facebook. We need your help.
Facebook and YouTube.
That's right, Facebook and YouTube. But anyways, and so he's looking off into the distance like this majestic animal, and it's Devin. So Devin, we want to know, where have you been?
And what was the 80s like?
Nobody remembers the 80s.
No, I think that's the 60s.
Nobody remembers the 60s?
Nobody remembers the What? Nobody remembers the 60s because they're all doing drugs.
What do you think the 80s were doing?
More drugs.
Exactly. And doing weird hair.
He looks like a Freddie Mercury / Devin.
Yes, that would be. Yeah, like Well,
Did you know my dad had like shoulder length hair in the 80s?
so did my dad. Well, not in the. It was the
I don't-
70s, like the late
Maybe.
70s is when they had long hair.
Because Dad was telling me a story about how he went and picked up Uncle Walter from the airport when he got back from Nam,
Mm-hmm.
and Dad showed up. He said I had hair down to my shoulders, wearing big Coke bottle glasses, and what else did he have? He had some ridiculous looking coat on, he said. And Walter just did not know what to think after being gone for like over a year
Yeah.
in like
Military.
Nam.
Yeah.
To come home to his fruitcake looking brother.
Yeah, both my dad and James's dad, Paul and Dan, both had long hair. And there's actually a picture of them both with shoulder length hair. My dad had red hair like myself, and Uncle Dan had brown hair, and it's majestic. It really is.
And I don't think either of us would want to do that now. It's just too much work, too much shampoo.
I actually got my hair down to about the middle of my neck and couldn't do it anymore because my hair is so thick, it gets super hot. And I just couldn't do it anymore.
Well, there's a thing called layering you could get done, and then that would make it less hot.
Yes, it would make it a lot less hot. In fact, it would make me disgusting.
No, you
I
have
think I
long
want to go with a pixie look.
Oh,
I think
gosh.
That
Caleb with the pixie cut. The hottest thing.
The hottest thing since Ginger Souls.
I don't think those exist, Caleb.
I know. It's just throwing random stuff out
Caleb
there.
doesn't have a soul. If you want to pray for him, it doesn't work because he doesn't have a soul. After he dies, his body just goes into his quote unquote soul just goes into the ether.
Ether? You spray that into things to start engines. That's what that is. The ether. It's redheads that have died. To start your engine.
You spray ether. This whole bottle was 27 redheads. Just sprayed in the ether.
They should change it from ether to Ginger Souls.
There we go. I don't think it would sell very well.
Hey, pass me that Ginger Soul. I need to start my engine.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we're going to end this podcast.
Should we have a random question for somebody to try to answer?
Sure. What you say the question.
Oh, thank you so much. All right. How many marsupials live in the upper North Americas?
Let us know in the comments below.
Yes, thank you very much.
Later.